Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
BoxingVoice.com.
Every day I'm hustling. Every
All the
day
guys
I'm
want.
hustling.
I want what Mayweather got. I want what Mayweather got. You done bust your ass like Mayweather. I was trying to fight every fighter. I sacrificed a lot
Dazn Production.
to get to where I got to.
What do you bring to the table?
Let's get this on. Let's do it.
Well, it's like this. Wait.
All right, that's it. Hold on. Bernard, everybody calm down.
Man, you know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I sacrificed a lot.
BoxingVoice.com.
To get to where I got to.
BoxingVoice.com. What up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boxing fans. It's going down. Liam Beefy Williams gets in the ring, finally gets his mandatory shot at WBO champion, attempting to go up to 168. He was scheduled to fight Dusty Harrison, and that fell through because Dusty got the COVID. So Demetrius hasn't been able to get in the ring since his last fight. I believe it is against Luke Keeler. But now he'll have a mandatory title defense on his hands. And obviously, if he can get past Liam Williams, then that'll open things up to do bigger business. But Liam's a dangerous opponent. I thought Alantez Fox would beat Liam. And man, Liam put all types of hands on my man Alantez Fox. Shout out to the DMV area. But, you know, he touched him up. And I don't know. You got to wonder, right? I know that there's going to be people that, you know, they look at the losses to... is Beefy Liam Smith? Or I don't know. Maybe I got that wrong. But I know that Liam Williams lost to Liam Smith. And maybe that sticks in certain people's minds, right? Even though it was a long time ago, it was at a lower weight class. He's just a different fighter at this point. And definitely for me, based off that Alantez Fox fight, you know, he's definitely proven that he's on that world level. Just the sheer manner in which he handled Fox. It was a really good fight. And he's been on a bit of a knockout streak, man. I mean, is he giving Terrence Crawford a run for his money? Absolutely. Ever since the Liam Smith loss, he's been on a knockout streak. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight KOs. So that is danger. And for those that may think it doesn't represent danger, then you have to ask yourself this. Why did it take this long to get this fight settled? This has been going on for some time. Liam has been calling for his shot for some time, and they finally agreed to terms, and that comes from Eddie Hearn and the MTK Global. Both of them took to their social media. So MTK Global announced it on their social media, and Eddie Hearn announced it on his social media, and then Liam Williams announced it on his social media, but he added a twist, which is part of our headline, right? He says that in April, he's going to the U.S. to rip the WBO mandatory title out of Poo-Poo. I mean, I guess he meant to put Poo-Poo because he put Poopy Andrade. I don't know. Maybe it would have sounded better. Poo-Poo Andrade? But he put Poopy Andrade. I don't know. Maybe it's an inside joke. I don't know. But he also posted this on his social media here where it says, pleased to announce terms have been agreed for Boo Andrade to face Liam Williams for the WBO world title in April. And the U.S. full details coming soon to Zone Boxing. And that was Eddie Hearn. And this is a screenshot of Eddie Hearn's tweet on Liam's Instagram just confirming that this is all real. So now what we have to understand is that Liam is not a Eddie Hearn fighter. That is Boo Boo, who belongs to Eddie Hearn, or not belongs, but works with Eddie Hearn. And Liam is Frank Warren Queensberry Promotions fighter. And maybe that's why it took a little bit longer to get done. But, it is done. And I'm actually excited for this because of what I seen him do to Alantez Fox and the fact that he's on a 7-fight knockout streak. He got with Kell Brook's old trainer, this guy, Dominic Ingle. So we all know Ingle gets his fighters into shape and won't take fights unless he knows his fighters are giving him 100 and gonna be putting in 110%. So this is a decent fight for Demetrius Andrade at this point, because there's not much left, not much more out there for Andrade, right? Like, think about it. He was gonna fight Dusty Harrison at 168. Dusty Harrison's the guy that started at 147. Hasn't beat a legit 147 pounder. Hasn't beat anybody of note. So, like, why did we care he was gonna fight Andrade at 68? No, we don't care. We don't care. What we do care is that you take care of your mandatories. Of course we care about that, because when Charlo wasn't able to fight the champion as he was the mandatory, we cared. When Devin wasn't able to fight the champion as he was the mandatory, we cared. And we all care about every time Bud has to fight a fucking mandatory. So yeah, let's start caring about this mandatory, especially when the ladder wasn't any better. It wasn't any better. Dusty Harrison, I'm not here to kick dirt on him, but he needs to beat a Liam Williams type of guy. He's never even done that. He hasn't beaten an Alantez Fox type of guy. So this is a way better fight. It's probably not the fight that American fight fans are looking forward to, as you may not know Liam Williams. Your boxing knowledge may not cross the pond, and that's okay. That's okay. That's what you're listening to this show for. This is what this episode is about. It's to tell you that it's okay for you to watch this fight, that it's okay for you to get DAZN to watch this fight. This is a decent fight. This is definitely a level above, way beyond Luke Keeler, in my opinion. If I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong in the chat. But in my opinion, I think this is a leaps and bounds above a Keeler, an Akinwande. I mean, any of those last 5 to 4 opponents that Andrade has had, and if any of those guys are on the same level as Williams, well, then they don't have the popularity of Williams. They're not trained by a world-class or world-renowned trainer in Dominic Ingle. They do not have, the background of a Dominic Ingle or the resume of a Liam Williams. So, yeah, I don't know. This is definitely better. And look, this is where we are. Let's be real. I don't want you thinking that I'm telling you, Liam Williams is the second coming. Not by a long stretch. But compared to what we've been getting, yeah, this is better. This is better. This is definitely better. And I can't wait. April seems too long, right? I don't know. These guys should have been in shape. I mean, let's look them up and see when's the last time they actually fought, right? Like, why aren't they in shape? Why do they need another 60 days or more to get ready? Is it television dates? Look, so okay, at least Liam just fought last October, in a tune-up against Andrew Robinson. But when we're talking about Andrade, let's see what he's done. And he's fought, wow, okay, wow. All right. Go ahead, Liam, my boy. That's what y'all UK do, say Liam boy, something like that. But yeah, Liam, wow, could he capitalize off this, man? Andrade hasn't fought since last January. So he's out of the ring over a year now. Today's February 10th. He's 10 days removed from a year, bro. If not 11. You know, it was 31. Was it 31 in January? Sheesh, champ. Sheesh. I mean, I should have known his dreads did look a whole lot longer compared to this old box rack pick. But, yeah, 29 fights, man. Andrade, man. I mean, I don't know. Let's see in totality, man. In totality, what's his resume look like? You know, backwards, Luke Keeler, Selecki. The Selecki win, it's good. Lost to Jacobs, but beat Rosado. Akakov, a common opponent with Billy Joe. Walter, you know, Walter's Walter. Fox, good name. Cool Clay, good name. You know, he's got what he take? He take Derevyanchenko a couple decisions. Derevyanchenko never able to beat him by knockout, right? He fought him once. You know, no one really ever knocked out Cool Clay. So, I mean, definitely not a name to write home about, but a name. Willie Nelson, also a name. And then, you know, I got a press release. Willie Nelson's actually making a comeback, Brandon. I know you're from Ohio. I mean, this guy's from Youngstown originally, but, you know, Ohio's Ohio, right? And he is going to be making his attempt at 160. Probably what he been needed to do. You know, sometimes he would show a little bit of chinniness at 54, and maybe it was, you know, him trying to keep that weight. Brian Rose, another name that may not be a universal, you know, name that you get credit for, but definitely a name known to hardcores on the American stateside and to anybody on the UK side. Vanez Matarosyan might be the biggest name on his resume. That's the biggest name. And that's the one we forget because it's 8 years ago now, right? What's that? Yeah, 8 years. Wow, 8 years. Can you believe that? That's insane. Sheesh. 8 years since your most credible opponent. Wow. I mean, I guess, you know, Alontes Fox was decent along the way, man. You know, Alontes Fox, common opponent with Liam Williams now, you know. I mean, but that is the biggest name. That is the biggest name. Wow. Yeah, I mean, and this is more reason why this fight should have been made. It should have been made. Hopefully they benefit from prolonging it and they can get some sort of fans, right? Because they're saying April. I wonder where in America they're doing this one in April. But yeah, man, just reporting this, I wasn't expecting a shitload of callers, you know, and this is what we mean. You know, people beat the drum for these guys, and then when you talk about them, they're nowhere to be found. And when they do pay-per-views, those same people that beat the drum don't even buy it. 120 pay-per-views, 120,000 pay-per-views, you know. It's like all this hype, but then nobody spends the money or the time to, you know, help that fandom or that stardom grow, you know. But yeah, man, let me go out to the callers. Let's see who's interested in Demetrius Andrade defending that WBO title versus his mandatory challenger, Liam Williams. I don't think it's beefy. I'm starting to feel like I was totally wrong with the beefy thing. Beefy might be Liam Smith, man. But Chad, you know, we all make mistakes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up from back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. Folks jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pitch and let 9 go. We slap with the thick glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Man, I'm starting to feel like fuck Ohio next, man. switch my intro, man, to like "Welcome to Miami" by Will Smith or some shit. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here, man. This shit getting old, bro. Like, god damn. Fuck, but man, as far as this fight, it's a decent fight. I mean, it's not the sexiest name in the world, but you know, he only has those 2 losses to Beefy Smith, and those were a while ago. He's been on a little bit of a knockout streak, so. I mean, what can the guy do? If don't nobody want to fight him, I mean, he can only fight who in front of him. So, man, make your money, get this guy out of there, and then hopefully you can go on to bigger and better, boo-boo. I mean, that's what happened when you one of the most duck fighters in boxing, man. So
you're picking him to beat Liam.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a good fight, but yeah, I pick him to beat Liam. Liam ain't a bum, but yeah, his superior boxing skills should be able to get him through this fight. Now, if he get hit with one of them heavy ass punches early, then it can be interesting early on. But yeah, I'm picking him to win. I mean, they do got a common opponent. He did beat the shit out of Montez Fox, whereas Boo Boo went out 12 with him. And had got dropped by Fox, so that'll make it a little more interesting, you know. So, but yeah, I'm picking Boo Boo to win this fight. And then Boo Boo need to start trying to fight Jaime Munguia, man. Get him a Mexican name. Everybody else want to pick on Mexicans.
Nah, Jaime, he deep in negotiations with Triple G, man. He waiting on Triple G to say, yeah, they keep threatening that they not gonna wait, but they waiting. Let me get through my man's and them coach midday, but yeah, he, you know, if you Google Jaime, there's a few articles out there like, oh, we're not gonna keep waiting, but they still waiting. They haven't announced another fight other than waiting for Triple G, but I mean, you know, rightfully so. Anybody that gets Triple G right now next, man, you should be capitalizing off that. If not, you know, you're the sucker.
I am the unified heavyweight champion of the world.
I know you're booing me because I whipped the fighter's ass, but you know, that's boxing.
On this side of the pond, we're serious. Do you know what I mean? UK Great Britain boxing is on the map.
Oh God, I feel terrible. I feel terrible that I'm living in your red rent free.
Yo, Ness, TBV, what up?
What up?
Yeah, man, like, hey, no, I'm with, like, I think almost everyone, right? Like, this is a good fight, man. This is a good fight. You know, I think it's a good fight and a good style for Andrade, too. Like, cause like Liam, like you guys said, he's not a bad fighter, but his style is made for Andrade. I think, like, you know, all that pressure and everything, you know, it's gonna favor like the counter punching and then, you know, setting up some shots from Andrade, right? I think, but the thing is, he better be ready for the pressure because, like, you know, Liam Williams is gonna keep coming, man. He's gonna keep coming. Bring the hit and is going to be in shape, but you know, I can't see him win though. I already see like Andrade winning based on like picking his punches and being able to counter the aggressor. So but yeah, regardless, good fight. I'm happy it's been made. I'm happy like Williams is getting his chance. And
so
you know,
wait, so you think Williams has improved since the Smith fight, but he's not technically.
Those Smith fights were not bad fights, you know. Like the first one, he was winning, and you know, the first fight he was stopped. Like his corner stopped it on a cut, but the cut is very controversial. Like it's still not clear whether it was like a punch or a headbutt, and he was winning at the time. So it was just because he came back to his corner and he said something like he can't see the blood dripping in his eye. They stopped that fight because of that. And you know, he lost like through retirement, right? But then they got a rematch, and the rematch was close too. It was like a majority decision for Liam Smith. Some people saw it for Williams too. So like people like to look at losses and say, oh, Liam Smith and all that. Like those weren't bad fights. Those two good fighters, and the first one, he was on his way to surprising everyone. He was winning that fight, man. And then, like you said,
I just wanted to say, if there's one thing you think Liam does better in the sport of boxing than Andre, what would it be?
I don't know if he does things better, but his style, like, you know, is relentless. Like I haven't seen like I think he's more aggressive and he's a finisher. If he gets someone like hurt, he'll just go out there and just like really finish them. Whereas like you know, Andrade doesn't have that mean streak in him. Like Andrade is happy to box your head off for 12 rounds or 10 rounds, whatever that is, and make it a boring fight if he has to. Williams is not like that. Williams is just all aggression, pressure, and I want to get you out of there. So that's the difference. I think his mindset is more like of a killer mindset. But I don't think he's better than Andrade though.
Is he another Keeler or is he better than Luke Keeler?
Oh, I believe he's better than Luke Keeler. I believe he's better than Luke Keeler. But again, like, everything translates into fighting styles, right? It could be better. In my opinion, he is better than Luke Keeler. But if he goes in there and makes like early mistakes by being too aggressive, the fight could be over quickly with Andrade. If Andrade finds like a big, nice counter punch, it will stop him early. But that doesn't make him worse like Luke Keeler, or worse than Luke Keeler, if you see what I mean, right? It's all about styles and all that. But I think it's going to be more entertaining than the Keeler fight anyway, because of the style he's going to bring, right? So.
All right, midday. We going out to PBC. Dom in Seattle. What's up?
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo, what's good, TPV?
What's up?
Man, just don't talk about no one's fighters, man. You get shot.
Man, who getting shot?
Shout out to... Nah, in the chat. People be getting sensitive. I ask questions. But shout out to Boo Boo. Finally getting what he wants. I'm glad he didn't quit boxing. I know he said that in a couple of tweets or something like that. But I think I have Boo Boo beating Liam. I feel like he ain't the dude to beat Boo Boo. I want to see Boo Boo do good things, and I still want to see Boo Boo fight what's his name? Billy Ho. So can't wait for that fight. I mean, that's my call.
This how he do it. He got to get rid of this mandatory, and then he's available to fight, scheduled for a big fight. JP in Long Beach, what is up?
Long Beach in the house.
Yeah, man, I don't know a lot about Liam Williamson, but as far as Andrade goes, it's like either you're the worst businessman who've ever lived in boxing, or you're the most avoided. Because this guy has just done nothing to push his career forward, and it's been lackluster, and it's kind of sad as a fan to sit back and watch a guy with that amount of skills just never get in the limelight. So I'm just hoping, we can... This fight will push him forward. I mean, I can't think of a good fight that I enjoyed Andrade being a part of. Who was it? Colque? Jack Colque or something like that. But it's been years. And there's been an opponent that Canelo could have used. He's just sitting there for him for years. And it's the perfect contrast. Slick black fighter versus a Mexican fighter. Guy runs his mouth. His motto is, I'm tall, dark, handsome. You telling me that wouldn't work in a promotion for a Canelo fight? You're kidding me. But no, nonetheless, man, that guy just super disappointing, and I'm hoping we can get him in some big fights, man. That's my call.
All right. Yo, we got Coyote in the UK. What's up?
To this day. To this day.
Take along if you know the words. Come on.
To this day.
One sec. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, what's going on, Ness? What's going on, peoples? I'm actually quite excited for this fight. I think Liam Williams might pull it off, Yeah, I think that, what's his name? Andrade, he's been too inactive. It's just, I don't know, I don't think he's motivated as before. And I think that Liam Williams is definitely more motivated for the fight. Like he's so. I won't be surprised if it's a very close fight or if it ends up with a controversial decision. But right now, I'll be picking Liam Williams. And yeah.
What do you think Liam does better in boxing than Andre?
I don't think he's a better boxer, but I think he's more motivated for this fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm picking it, and I think that this guy might be underrating him. He might not get for the fight, if that makes sense. If Andrade is really up for the fight, he should probably win. But I fancy Liam Williams to pull this one off, or he'll be rubbed on the cards. That's what I think.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. CYP California. Talk to us.
Man, what the hell he talking about? Or he might be robbed. Listen, I love Mitty, but Mitty talked about how good he did versus Liam Smith. Now, let me tell you something. If he did so good, how come his next fight was against a guy with 32 losses and 5 wins? Then after that, he fought another dude with 4 wins, 2 losses. Dude sucked so bad, they didn't even have a point on BoxRec. Not 100 points, not 10 points. They weren't even good enough for a point. Dude, so good, he believes in himself so much that after he fights the biggest fights of his life, he goes on a rebuilding tour, knocking out guys that we've never heard of that don't even have pictures on BoxRec. This dude is about to get killed. Let's stop playing games, and I feel sorry. I know what? I don't feel sorry for Andre. Because listen, man, just because the best don't want to fight you, don't mean you got to fight the worst. Go after number 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop this, man. I ain't got nothing to do with this dude, man. I wish he cut his hair so me and him would stop looking alike. See what? Yeah.
Yo, but damn, it's funny because I looked at that record and I didn't notice they were like soft touches, but still it's the knockout streak though. That builds confidence, and then that confidence he was able to take it into that Alontes Fox, and that while it's not a world beater, it's a common opponent, and he did way better with Fox than Andrade. But yeah, man, I mean, everybody's talking about the inactivity of Andrade. I just, can Williams capitalize on that? Like, is he skilled enough that he can capitalize on the inactivity? We'll have to see, man. That's what we're going to be tuned in for. Let's see what we got here. Boxing knowledgeist, the boxologist.
What's the dealio, fellas?
What up,
man?
brother?
I'm just man, nothing much, man. It was funny, man. That dude was just home, man. You talk about that dude, Daryl Sharp, man. Liam, if y'all aren't familiar, man, Liam Williams, after he had got beat by Liam Smith a couple of times, his next fight back, he fought a dude named Daryl Sharp that, lost. He fought him back in 2018, man. Dude went on like 40 fights losing, bro, after Liam Williams. So, like his opposition, man, I think the best guy he got is a guy, Andrade handled very good. If the ring rush does play a factor with Andrade, the fight could potentially look like a Jack Coquet, where you got a guy that's coming in trying to pressure. But I just think, Andrade is kind of taking the ring rush off, man. But, I got to tell you, though, man, it's really funny and odd, man, that you got the guys that's supposed to be like the pound for pound best, like Triple G and Canelo, not trying to fight this dude, but yet they're still, at the epitome of the top, man. But you gotta ask yourself, man,
Canelo, everybody fighting better people, even Charlo fighting better people, man. Yo,
I get that.
Andrade ain't fighting nobody to make nobody want to fight him.
But the thing is, though, bro, I get that. But at the same time, man, you got to ask yourself, is it anybody on like a Charlo's resume or a Triple G's resume that Andrade can't be? Like, is anybody like...
Shit, hell yeah, a bunch of names, because we ain't never see him fight none. He ain't never fight no Trout or no Julian Williams. He ain't never fight no Brandon Adams. And he damn sure ain't never fought no Derevyanchenko.
But you got to remember, man, he was stablemates with a Julian Williams. Julian Williams wouldn't fight him. He beat a Daniel Jacobs in the average. He beat a lot of these guys.
I don't know
from
when
the old
Andre.
time,
I don't know when Andre was stablemates with Julian Williams, man. Maybe you talking about snack stablemates, but they wasn't gym mates.
Go look at the press conference when Williams got knocked out by Charlo, and they'll talk about how they was, you know what I'm saying, good friends and they work out together or whatever.
Bruh, these dudes all friends because like they went to the amateurs together, man. They been in the Olympics together, but. Man, one dude lived in Philly, the other dude lived in fucking Providence. That's like 8 hours difference, man, in a car. Man, hell no. Andre better get the fuck out of here. That's his problem. That's his problem. Why you trying to be friends with everybody? You need to fight.
But remember, Porter stay in Vegas. He told Andre out to work out with him when he get ready for fights all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't think
Porter
this is
welterweight. Porter welterweight, man. Porter welterweight,
no,
so that wouldn't even matter.
But he's familiar. I mean, a lot of guys are familiar with Andrade. They know he's coming with that heat, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't like, I mean, it's not bad to lose. People act like it's bad to lose to great fighters, man. That's why I don't understand why they won't fight him. He's gonna get a belt.
But how he great? He ain't prove it, man. His biggest name is Vanez Matarosha, and that shit was 8 years ago, man. I just checked BoxRec. That shit 8 years ago.
Hey, so my thing is this. If he ain't proven that he's great, why don't somebody prove that he's garbage? Because people ain't got no problem fighting Yildirim. Ain't nobody saying nothing about that.
Bruh,
you know what I'm saying?
He fighting Yildirim after beating up the number 168. When is Andre gonna fight the number one in his division?
He was trying to fight Canelo. Canelo turned down $7 million. Triple G don't want to fight him.
So
like, what do you want?
So when he couldn't get the Billy Joe fight, why he ain't try to fight Callum? Why he only calling out Billy Joe?
He was trying to unify with Charlo. He trying to unify with Triple G.
Again, he was calling out Billy Joe at 68. Billy Joe had a belt. Callum had a belt. What's the problem? He only calling out one dude though.
Billy Joe used the Andrade clout to try to get Canelo to make a fight quicker because he knew if Canelo if Andrade get a hold of that belt, I'm not going to unify and become undisputed at 168. So let me lock me in 2 fights and get Billy Joe under contract so he don't make a fight with Andrade so I can try to get that belt off of him. He knew what they was doing, bro. This is all strategic maneuvers for these guys not to fight this dude. If he's garbage, why not fight him? Canelo got offered $7 million and turned it down, man. That should tell you something. Canelo got offered more money to fight. He got offered more money to fight Andrade than he did for Kovalev.
Listen. He got offered $7 million tongue in cheek, man. We don't know what's the terms. You know, we don't know what was in that contract, man. And we all know that Charlo got a deal with Showtime, man. That's why his last few fights been on Showtime doing bad numbers, but they've been on Showtime. You know, so why did Canelo
turn down more money to fight Andrade than he did with Kovalev and he could have unified at the 160 division?
What you mean? How you gonna turn down more money? Kovalev made more money than Andrade ever made in his career, man. Kovalev made $14 million.
Andrade doing $1 million purses. Bruh, at that point, but we ain't talking about. We talking about who the best. We ain't talking about money.
Listen, Kovalev made $14 million. So how much you think Canelo made? Well, how you gonna say he turned down more money to fight Kovalev? Like Kovalev was the bigger fight.
Hey, Kovalev is a bigger fight to the audience. To who at 160? We want to see him fight Andrade. We've been wanting to see him fight Andrade since 154. Kovalev is old, bro. Like he's not like he ain't no world beater.
I got you, boxologist. But the point is this, man. Kovalev is a bigger fight to the network. They paid more money. DAZN never paid Andrade $14 million. You understand? Never. And they ain't never offered Canelo no $14 million. I mean, no, they ain't never Andrade ain't never get an offer for $14 million. How the fuck he gonna get $14 million? Derevchenko only got 5, and at least Derevchenko fighting people. I mean, Lidge Low, man, talk to us.
Get your ass in the ring and swing, man.
BoxingWords.com.
Hey, Daddy.
Boxing thinking man's game.
This is $1
Skill. Up here. You gotta be out think a motherfucker. That's what
BoxingWords.com.
What's happening, man?
What up?
Solo Dolo?
Scarface, no Manolo.
Dang, you gotta keep that shit rolling, man. I dig it. My shit real short. For a lot of people who just completely dissing Liam Williams, I happen to have a little friendship with him on Twitter. So I've been following him. He been after Andre for a minute, dog. Like he been calling that fight out since shit. Andre wanted goddamn Billy Joe Saunders. He just always been on his ass. So I've been like fucking with him on Twitter, like, shout, you gonna get your turn, you know, yada yada yada. Now that nigga finally get his shot. So I'm not mad at the fight. One, Andre need a goddamn fight. I really don't care who the motherfucker fight, long as he fight. You know what I'm saying? He like a Gary Russell. We see this motherfucker like a ghost. You understand? But that's what I got, man. So shout out to everybody, man. Y'all just fuck with the fight, man. You know, we ain't always gonna get what we want. So just rock with it, bro. And mark my words, it's gonna turn out to be a good one. Cause the dude been wanting Andre for a minute. So mark my words, keep your eyes open. I ain't saying Liam gonna win, but it's gonna be a good match, man. So y'all try not to shit on the fight and just enjoy some good ass boxing, man. That my call. I'm out. Shout out to Baldy. Shout out to Border Wars. And shout out to UK. I'm out to count, man.
J Mac, what up?
So you hating?
I'm that guy. What you want to bet on? Bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. You bet $1 million easy. And I for the bread. When I him, y'all gonna say he was too weak on my life.
Okay, bow down, bitches. I'm about to handle business. I'ma teach you all a lesson. This'll only take a minute. Got a part and all this passion in my blood. Niggas hating just because. Think about it. Everybody love Bud. J Mac, where you at? Where you at? All these niggas hating on me. Shit is whack. So official with it. Go and check the stats. Hey, I'm out here trying to get it. Next, I only got a minute. Get ready for the back attack.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
I ain't got much to say about it. Andrade keep getting guys that want him, and he fight them. Then they end up being nobody's after he dispatch of them. But he can't get the guys that he want, and everybody got excuses for him. I mean, I just heard you going back and forth with a dude trying to give you some wisdom, and all you could say is your normal, casual shit on Andrade talk. I'm gonna take all three of my calls while I'm at it. Andrade been calling guys out since all y'all can hold over him is the Charlo, the Rockefeller turned the fight down type of thing and what have you. And that was what, damn near 6-7 years ago. And you got trainers calling out here and twin brothers holding grudges and shit, sharing feelings, talking about they mad about a fight camp where they could get in the ring and also turning down lucrative deals when he could fight him, because from my understanding, Eddie Hearn was going to allow Andrade to go over to another network to fight Charlo. Also, he said that, and he spoke upon it as well, off with the $7 million that he turned.
Cut it.
Yo, you only got one call now, champ. Big Supermax and White Boy no longer boomerangs. And I don't know what you mean about me answering as a casual. I mean, my man lied and said that Canelo turned down more money to fight Andrade than he did when he fought Kovalev, and we all know that was a lie. So I'm a little lost. I mean, I don't even know. Again, just talking about this fight and having to do the research. I mean, it's pretty sad. I see now, like with clear eyes, why Canelo isn't fighting Andre. Look at his resume, bro. It's super poor. Super poor. Like, the same thing that you're saying, that he's going to beat Williams and then get no credit, Canelo will get no credit. I mean, his last, official opponent was 8 years ago, and then after that, Alontes Fox. And other than that, nothing else. I mean, very poor. I just never looked at it, But CYP, what up?
Yo, it's hard to defend Andre, but I just find it funny that people are rolling with this $7 million because he said so. First off, man, you have to send an offer for it to be turned down. And if you just said that Eddie Hearn was going to allow him to go switch networks to fight, then how the hell is Charlo turning down an offer if his company is the one that's going to be putting on the fight? Think about that. If I'm going to fight on your network, that means your network is paying me. I ain't offering you nothing. So that would mean that how the hell I'm turning down $7 million, dog? You said you was gonna come fight over here. I'm not paying you $7 million, and you're not paying me $7 million. PBC gonna pay us both. So what are you talking about? We need to stop believing what these fighters say when we all know contracts are how fights get turned down and how they get made. Stop believing what a fighter say. Ask him where it was sent and who turned it down, man. Let's stop that. We're no $7 million offered unless y'all can show me that Al said nah or PBC said no. Cut it out, man.
Yeah, and as far as that offer, I mean, I think I remember like Charlo being on a live and saying call Al. Like, I mean, you know, when Eddie says I sent an offer, it's like, who did he send it to? Louis de Cubas? Because that's who he says he deals with. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Eddie is funny. But let's go to King Amin in Essex. What's up?
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, Ness was good, champ.
What up?
Yo, I wanna ask the question, but just answer when I'm done. What's the reason? Because I ain't catch the beginning of the show, but why isn't Boo Boo getting the fighters that he's calling out yet? The fighters that call him out, I guess. I don't want to say
his resume, man.
I mean, so
look at
what
Charlo.
I'm saying is like,
look at Charlo. He had a progression in opponents. He fought K9 Bundridge, then he fought Trout, then he fought Williams, then it was like Brandon Adams, Dervinchenko. There's been a slight upward trajectory. Maybe you can call it a bump in the Brandon Adams fight, and maybe I have in the past on some hateful shit, but we all know Brandon Adams did very well in this Bucksino tournament many years ago. Then he did very well in the Contender tournament. Yeah. So, you know, you got to give a dude that's blue collar like that credit when he gets through 2 tournaments, you know. He lost the first Bucksino tournament, Willie Nelson, not a bad name to lose to. Now he wins this tournament and loses the consolation prize to Charlo, not a bad name to lose to. So, in my opinion, Brandon Adams, the Cannon, is a decent fighter. His issue's always been, you know, he was a 54-pounder fighting 60-pounders.
But what's going to make people want to fight Boo? I mean, they can't. Boom. If they look at his, so they just looking at his resume and saying like, yo, he ain't worth my time. Next, they just next.
No, it's risk reward. You this awkward southpaw that brings nothing to the table, and you got 100,000 subscribers on Instagram, like. Bro, we got boxing websites that do it part-time with a 14-hour shift and just post twice a week on Instagram with 100 fucking, you know, followers. So like, nah, man, you got to do more. You got to do more. I mean, no one's got it this easy, right? No, look, even Ramirez is getting undisputed because he unified with Hooker. They offered this guy a unification once upon a time. He didn't take it. Like, you got to do more to get in position, man. Some people get gifted position because they not good. If you're not good, you'll get gifted a position.
And look, I'm gonna say with this, you know, somebody on TVV Battle Bars once said somebody's fight schedule was like Poopy Andrade, and that was pointing at his inactivity. I think that inactivity hurt him. The reason for it, man, it's a shame, man, but. You know, this fight's got to count for something, man. I think it's got to count for something because at least we get to see him, right? And then that puts him, you know, maybe somebody sees something that they like and want to pick him apart. Or, you know, he's fighting, you know what I mean, on the East Coast somewhere. Right. I don't know.
All right, champ.
I appreciate you, champ.
Yo, my man in the chat is tripping. He said, I'm always defending PBC fight. Bruh, if you don't think Charlo's resume is better than Andrade, you don't know about boxing, man. I'm sorry. You don't know about the sport, man. Vanez is the biggest name, and he wasn't even the world champion. Has he ever fought a world champion? Has he ever fought a world champ? Has anybody even been a former world champ? Oh my God, none of these dudes have been a former world champ, man. He's never fought a former world champ. That's what you call poor promotion. They don't even pay for a former world champ to fight you, man. That's poor promotion, man. Poor promotion. Very poor promotion, man. That's a lack of promoting this gentleman. It's very sad. Very sad. But it is what it is. We got some super chats. I'm going to get to those real quick. Looks like the first one up is a counterpunch from Stick Talk Boxing for J-Mac. What up? J-Mac, counterpunch, courtesy of Stick Talk, book sale.
Yo, can you hear me?
We're loud and clear.
Man, you just said a guy ain't done anything, but guys can get picked by stardom fighters like Canelo and ain't done shit and got about the same amount of subscribers. Some of the guys don't even speak fucking English right now, but that's your defense saying Andre ain't fight nobody. Man, don't cut me off, man. Andrade been a champion since 154. WBO, he's been recognized as a champion. You can make any excuse all you want to. You had a man come on here and say the man is being avoided by the Dazn network, the fight maker from Dazn, and come on your show and still tell you the dude being avoided. And somewhere in your dislogical ass brain, you still say the dude ain't being the dude not being avoided. When the guy came in the fight guy said, I'm out of breath because I'm working. The guy who does the fights off of the zone said that the guys.
You ain't out of your breath. Your brain out of oxygen, man. Dislogical, man. Get your ass out of there. I'm not even gonna respond to you till you fucking find the dictionary that has that word in it for me, man. Get your ass out of there. Teddy B, what up? Teddy B, Midwest Sports Talk. You here?
I'm here. I'm here, Ness.
I got
you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. No, so is Andre being avoided? Yes. Has Andre did enough to not be avoided? No. It's simple question. Simple answer.
Who's avoiding him in your opinion?
Gennady Golovkin is avoiding black fighters like the plague.
So
he don't want to fight Carlo. He don't want to fight Andre.
So Daniel Jacobs again continues to be
Man,
not
that was
black
6
enough for
years.
y'all.
How long ago was that? How long ago was that?
So is
that
there
was
a
4 years
quota?
ago.
Is there a quota? Do you got to fight a black fighter once every 12 months to satisfy the public?
Yes.
Man,
there's a quota. At the top, yes.
All right, I'm glad.
But that's not the point. That's not the point.
I hear you. That is the point. That's all that's left on your clock. But I love it. I love it when y'all come with this bullshit, slick black fighter bullshit. So now, why don't we make an unwritten rule and start verbalizing it? Forget an unwritten. We need to make a real rule, cause that's the thing y'all throwing around. Oh, Canelo, he don't want to fight a slick black fight. So Daniel Jacobs ain't black enough all of a sudden, man. Oh, no, not now. That's too old. Oh, he fought him too long ago. That was a long time ago. We need another black fight. All right, so how many black fighters do I got to fight in a 12-month span to be fucking respected, man? This shit is crazy already. PSK, talk to us.
Yo, can you hear me, guys?
We hear you. We hear you.
Cool. So I think Andrade is obviously a skilled fighter. My only concern with him is if he's overlooking Williams here. So obviously he's having regular conversations about fighting Billy Joe or even Canelo. But then the reality is he's going to fight Williams. So my concern for him as a fighter is he overlooking Williams as a threat? Because Williams, he may not be the best fighter in the world. However, he's credible enough to actually give Andrade a real challenge compared to his previous opponents. So I thought I'd ask you what you feel in terms of whether Andrade is potentially overlooking Williams as a lesser opposition. Obviously looking for that big fight and whether that could actually hamper him in the fight overall. So that was my question to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, very hard, to put yourself in that person's shoes. But I could tell you this. I don't think he's overlooking him. I think he understands that life would be a lot more difficult if he didn't have that belt. It's like Gary Russell told us clearly. This is my bargaining chip, and that's why he doesn't let it go. So if he lets that belt go, you already getting quote unquote ducked by the callers. The callers are saying that Andrade is already being ducked. Imagine Andrade without a title, so it doesn't matter. He got up for Luke Keeler. Look at him. He fought well for Luke Keeler, so he'll get up for Williams. He understands. He's been hearing Williams barking at him all day on Instagram and social media for a while now. We got a super chat from the heavy-handed edition. JP in Long Beach says, TBV contribution for the culture. JP from Long Beach. Boston Jared says, why fight Plant if Canelo is worried about resumes? Who has Plant fought? The champion? The champion, right? The Plant fight Ustatagi, who was considered a puncher back then. That wasn't the champion, or correct me if I'm wrong. Was that a vacant title somehow? Teddy, counterpunch.
So that was about to be my next point. Why is it that all these WBO champions get avoided? Because that is a paper belt for real. People need to stop going down the WBO route because nobody cares about unifying that until it's the last opportunity. Go to WBC route, go to WBL route, go to IBF route. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. We got a super chat from C-Dub that says, if Boo Boo had a 168-pound belt, Nello would forget about Undisputed. According to you and your Canelo hate, you know what I mean? You always gonna hate what's great. You can't hate what's whack, because ain't nothing to talk about. That's why you on super chat about Demetrius. You super chatting about Canelo. Ain't nothing to talk there. You know what I'm saying? He gotta do something. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Y'all disgruntled fans, man. Your favorite fighter got you mad, man. You got no firepower. You got no ammunition with this resume, man. You know? Sadly, even after he beats Liam Williams, Vanez Martirosyan would still be the biggest name on his resume. That's the saddest part of it all. T in Toronto, Canada, what up? Toronto. No? All right. Let's see what we got in the 405. Who is this? Looking like AMG in Oklahoma. What up?
Called in a while, but haven't called in a while, but congrats on the move and the house and all that.
Thank you, brother.
How many fights does Andrade have? Like, what, 20-something, 30-something?
29 fights.
Yeah, I mean, 29 fights and you don't have a single big name. I think the only one we can blame is
Martirosyan. That's a huge name.
Is it?
I mean, it's a decent name.
Yeah, decent, I guess, yeah. Nah, I mean, I think it's on him, man. He just needs to make more noise. I don't know.
I think Vanez is retired, too, yo. How your biggest name retired? Is Vanez retired? Vanez retired. He ain't fought since the Gennady fight. Holy shit. Yo, dudes need to stop defending Andrade, bro. They tripping.
Yeah, it's on him.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. Holy smokes. I did not know Vanez was retired, man. Bruh. The biggest name you beat is 8 years ago, and he's retired. Holy shit, man. This is why we don't do Andre shows, because the truth comes out, man. It's nothing. It's no disrespect to Andre, man. It's poor management. They can't even get you a former world champ, man. Like, damn. Let you beat on a former world champ, at least. Teddy B. Midwood Sparks Talk says, people bring up the Zone offer, but not Showtime's offer. True. We going out to T in Toronto. Call back in. What up?
Hey, Ness. What up?
What's good?
This This is Michael, by the way. This is Michael from Toronto.
Oh shit! Let me fix that. Pardon me.
Nah, no worries, no worries. Congratulations on the new house.
Thank you, brother.
So, I wanted to ask. I want you to educate us the fans, right? You have many coaches come on your show telling you that Andre is dangerous. He's elite. He's the cream of the crop.
They say
and
that about Crawford, man.
Okay, fair enough. But what can Andre practically do next, in your eyes, to take the next step to fighting like a bigger name like Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo, and Triple G's, and et cetera, et cetera? And that's my only question. Respect.
What could he do? I would start with talking to my management to get me a former world champ on my resume. Somebody that is known, you know. Austin Trout is a former world champ, not in his division, obviously, but you need a former world champ, man. You need something on that resume, you know. It's sad, yo. Y'all gonna laugh at me right now. Y'all gonna laugh at me, but I promise you, when I say he needs something on that resume, why did Sergio Martinez come through my mind? Because I'm looking for a former world champ, right? So I'm looking for a dude that doesn't have a title but still has a name to build his popularity at 160. And there's not a lot, man. There's not a lot. It's slim pickings up there, man. 160, you know, former world champ. There's not a lot. You know, Eubank, former world champ, depending what water cooler you at. If you at the IBO water cooler, he's a former world champ, you know. Jaime, that's a former world champ, undefeated fighter. He can't even get him though. Ryota Murata, something like a champ, you know, regular champ. He can't get him though, you know. Sergey Derevyanchenko, never former world champ, but he ain't get him either. You know, I mean, it's like, what do you want me to do? He ain't even fought, you know, like no one. Look, he could fight Feisenbutts. Feisenbutts, you know, my man Keller Plant beat Vincent Fingers in the Butts down to 160, just like Charlo beat Derevyanchenko to 54. So maybe he could fight Feisenbutts now. I don't know. But that's not a former world champ either. You know, there's no former world champions in that division. Holy moly. Bruh, that is the craziest thing in the world. Rob Brandt is your only former world champ if you recognize the regular as championship status. Holy shit. I've never seen this in my life. Gennadi's a current champion. Jamal's a current champion. Demetrius is a current champion. Again, Eubank is a former world champ depending what water cooler you at. Jaime, former world champ. Murata, current world champ depending what water cooler you at. Liam Smith. Is Liam at 50 at 160 now? I mean, but again, you know, Liam Smith, Liam Williams, what the fuck, right? No disrespect, but for real though. Liam Smith, Liam Williams, I mean, what the fuck, man? He needs something bigger than that, bruh. And there's nothing there. Look, Zafada, let me screen share this so y'all can see I'm not even making this shit up. I mean, maybe that's why he wanted to. Oh shit, I'm screen sharing the wrong thing. I gotta put this on Chrome. I keep forgetting that. Bro, maybe that's the thing. Maybe, you know, he I don't know, bro. I don't know. Look at this. Golovkin, current. He's IBF and IBO. Shout out to the IBO. We got medallions for the winners for Border Wars IBO. Shout out to Ed Levine. Current WBC champ Charlo. WBO champ Andrade. Eubank WBA, right? Isn't he a regular now? No, I'm wrong. Okay, so Teddy B is saying bring up a former 54 champ. Yeah, but you need a big former 54 champ, like a big name. You know, not Trout. He's going downwards. You know, Hurd, Laura. He never fought Laura, man. He should have been gave us that fight. Nobody won't call in and say he ducking Laura since 54. Come on, man. Come on. Why he ain't fight Lara, man? What's up? But, he could fight Carlos Molina. I mean, it won't look good because Matchroom used Carlos Molina for Josh Kelly, but Yeah, man, there's nothing there, man. You see the box rec. It is what it is. I can't make shit appear, man. We're going to go to what looks like another caller here. Who we got? Who would have thunk it, right? We got all these callers for Andrade's show. Let's see. Who's this? In the... What's this? Cali? Kansas City again? Oh, that's Boxologist. All right. So, we went to you. Let me see here. Am I missing anything? Looks like that could be it. Ness GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, that's it. Ness GTO, Instagram and Twitter. This was just a quick little report. You know, the fight's official. April going down. Liam Williams, Demetrius Andrade. Who you got? Who you got? Peace.